this line is just about humiliating women. Seriously, what is this? All these men suck. Every single one of them. All of them. Maybe not Garrett, although I didn't like him at first because of the way whatever. I'm not even talking about him. Because all these men suck. Maybe not him. I don't know him good enough, but he'll probably disappoint. This man is literally the definition of king baby weaponized incompetence. This guy, I'm not even going to go over him because he's such a psycho. He's not worth my time. This guy was my favorite. But of course, I never think too much about having a favorite because they always disappoint. And you've disappointed me. You won me over a little bit with your talks about imperialism and the American military and Palestine and all that stuff. But then you messed up. Because guess what? You won't wear a condom. Cool. Won't wear a condom. Cool. Just like so many liberal men who just love talking about gender and feminism, blah, blah, blah. You won't wear a condom. You won't wear a condom. Okay. You know what? That's a whole video. I'm going to give this a whole video. I'm going to give him a whole video. I have so much to say about this guy. One thing I've learned from this show is that men are getting better and better at manipulating women. Because, and that they're all, at the end of the day, just selfish pricks. Oh, I love the way she holds my vulnerability. Wanting to raw dog, but not want her to get pregnant. Basically saying, like, you need to wear birth control because my O is super important, so I'm not going to wear this guy, make me feel safe. Make me feel safe. Safe. What about her safety? What about the safety of all those 3 children you didn't tell her you had? I'm a protector. I need safety. You don't protect anything. You definitely don't put a sock on. God, the men, at this point, I'm convinced they have all either been radicalized or think they haven't, but still are almost as bad. We covered this yesterday. Part on him and part on Stephen, but boy, Stephen deserves a part 2. I thought an entire hour breaking down all the red flags of Stephen was enough, but he's even worse than I thought. Now I got to talk about this douche again, but now that I go back and watch the footage of this man, how many times he brought up baby. I want babies. What are you? Are you like Nick Cannon? Are you like all these men who have a baby fetish? All these men just lie. They all lie. Or they all lie. I hope if you take away one thing from this show is that men lie. They lie to get what they want. This dude's own father, like, wow, Hannah's great. Why'd she pick you? He lives in a basement. They're all hobosexuals on some level. And now that I know that you will not put a sock on it, she better sign a prenup. Because I still don't know what he does for a living. I haven't really figured that out. I know that it's not enjoyable with him unless there's he can raw dog, but he doesn't want to take a risk in children. Anyway, I'm doing a whole video on that because this is a whole video. So I want to talk about this man again. I didn't think I was going to have to talk about it again, but here we are. Talking about this man terrifies me, to be honest, more than Leo. The Rolex fake is fake. It's a fake Rolex. There's no way that's a real Rolex. Anyway, that dude is such a lie. But I think this guy is like more of like a sociopath or whatever. I'm exaggerating. Than Leo. So let's talk about the things we've learned about this in just one day. Now, yesterday I did a whole deep dive. I literally broke down the scene where, watch it on YouTube if you haven't watched it yet. I broke down play by play how men manipulate you. That man brought up having an affair out of nowhere. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to tell you something so you feel privileged, so that you feel I'm being vulnerable. So do not, so many of these men will literally tell you their deep, dark secrets, and it's like an honor to listen to them. They are testing you to see how you're reacting. And unfortunately, Monica failed the test. She literally was like, no, babe, you're being too hard on yourself. It's okay. She literally just told him she'd be fine. Like that what he did was not that bad. DMing a woman, cheating on a woman. Like, just watch the video. All the things I talk about. All the things. He's minimizing what he did and being like, wait, what's cheating? Looking at somebody, blah, 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 all the things they do. And then she said, oh, you're being so hard on yourself. Oh, at least you learned something. Also said she's been cheated on before. Now look at what her description is on Netflix. Deep down, all Monica wants is to meet the man of her dreams and start a family. Well, that's real clear the way she's talking about it. And I'll go over that in a minute. Like, I get it. She's 36. She's so accomplished. She's gorgeous. And she just wants a family But she made the mistake that so many women in their mid to late 30s make, is like just missing so many red flags because of pressure on women to meet the one, be married, and have kids by 40. Look at this line right here. The craziest thing I've done for love is forgive a cheater. And then you did it again. You forgave a man in the beginning for his cheating on another woman. Like, Monica, you're repeating a pattern here. That's why finding someone who makes her feel emotionally safe is top priority. Now, I actually do like the way she handled Stephen in several instances, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I like, the reason why I've talked about Monica so much is she's so relatable in terms of age, in terms of, she was dating for, she's trying to date men who were, up to her standard. Good looking, she's gorgeous. Good job, she has a good job. Whatever, like her, has a similar lifestyle. And instead, she not only went down to an electrician, which I don't have a problem with. This is literally Miranda and Steve all over again. But he's not just an electrician. He is a hobo. The dude lost his job. He's unemployed. He's literally a hobosexual. There's 2 on this show, at least, that we know of. Still can't figure out what all of them do for a living. But this guy who can't figure out why Hannah thinks he's immature, who can't make pasta, literally doesn't know how to boil water, but claims he's a cook. The man who's Mr. Suave, who convinced all the girls he's super hot and he looks like this. Can't understand. I don't know, living in your parents' house in their basement, but not even like having a cool place down there in the free basement. Your parents pay for your phone bill. This man literally didn't even know like what stocks were. Like, I don't understand stocks, but I know what they are. I don't know how to do them, but I like know what they are. And he's like, stocks and football, what's the difference? But this man lives in his parents' basement. He's 28, 29 now, and is literally another hobosexuals. We have 2 confirmed ones on this show. I swear, this show is literally just to humiliate women. Every season, I'm like, nope, just to humiliate women. You get a Brett and Tiffany every once in a while, and that's it. The rest of these women get humiliated by these losers who suck so bad they don't deserve these women. And then not only do they not deserve them, they humiliate them. I hope all these women get a very high following on Instagram or whatever it is that they, the other thing that can happen from this, because love is not, I hope none of them marry these men. Please don't let any of them, maybe Garrett, but I still don't like the way he handled the race ethnicity thing. Like, what? The way he handled that was so weird. Ever since then, he's been pretty great, but that was so not cool that I don't know if I don't know. Somebody else could probably answer how big of a red flag that is, but to me that conversation was nuts. Somehow that man is the only one that I'm not angry at. I don't even know these dudes, but the things that come out of their mouth is insane. This guy right here, he's not only a hobosexual and a cheat, and he cheats on her. Spoiler alert, he sounds like a very troubled individual with 0 emotional intelligence. This little Labrador is actually like a wolf. His ideas around women and schmegs are so scary. A lot of these men are watching way too much porn or way too much red pill content because they talk about protector. One man even said, he said something about, I'm the dominant one when talking about Brittany. And then there's this guy. I don't even know where to start with this guy. I do not like the way he talks to women. And this little joke that he made in the very first episode, this little cute little joke about the only reason why he's wearing this yellow shirt is because he bought it out of spite. Because he asked a woman's opinion and she said, not that one. And he was like, I'm going to buy it now. It will not convince me that most of these men aren't either hobosexuals, king baby weaponized incompetent people, or literally straight up inchmel. Maybe don't even realize they're inchmel, or a combination of all 3 somehow. And if they're not that, one dude that I thought maybe isn't that way doesn't believe in birth control because his pleasure is so important. He doesn't want anything to get in the way of his pleasure. Oh, and then he's also wants to marry a lawyer, but I can't figure out how much money he makes. So all of them suck. What's crazy is that this man literally described himself as the perfect version of himself. I would hate to see the bad version of himself because holy crap, Yesterday, I forgot to mention the fact that this dude admitted to voting for Donald Trump. Why? Because he just didn't like Hillary. I wonder why. Could it be his ideas around women? I don't know. This guy is a masterclass on manipulation, and he's also a perfect example of just let men talk. Let men talk. They will tell on themselves, and they either by projecting a bunch of stuff. And Cecilia Regina talks about this a lot. Men say stuff out of the blue, and you're like, why is he talking about this? Why is he saying this? Why is he all of a sudden afraid I'm gonna cheat on him? That's when he's cheating on you. I learned that the hard way with my ex. All these accusations came out of nowhere, and I was like, what? Why is he obsessed with this now? It's because he's what he's doing. So whatever they're saying to you, like I want you to know, like, I would never lie to you, that they're lying to you. If they say, I'm afraid you're going to use me for my money, that's what they're going to do for you. That's what they're doing to you. So let's just go over some, like, quote by quote. This is literally a masterclass in how men manipulate us. And I hate that Monica, I hate that this is a teachable moment. I love how Monica called him out a lot. And then I think she also, because of the pressure of this show and the pressure of being a 36-year-old woman who is not married or have children, I think she just willfully ignored a lot of red flags. Also could be the editing, by the way. As I've said, I used to work in the film industry, and I've been on a National Geographic show before where I was like, wow, the editing and the producers really do control the narrative here. But still, based on what we've seen, let's jump into it. Also, this is a masterclass, and do not compliment men too much. She keeps saying, I'm so lucky to have met you. Actually, most of the women on this show are doing too much. Everyone but Brittany. And these men are manipulating these women into doing too much sometimes. Don't be writing letters to men. Don't be showing up like Hannah, your in-laws, with all this crap. Because Nick would never do this. That guy doesn't care. She showed up with all this stuff, special stuff for the, I'm going to get into them later on. But literally all the women on the show are doing too much and literally having to coach men on how to make them feel special. I understand it's fine if you have to tell them what you like, because they may not know what you like, but you should only have to tell them once. Monica, out of the edited version of this show, probably told this man, I don't even know, 6 times, buy me flowers, buy me flowers. And he wouldn't do it. He would not do it. And that is so telling. It wasn't like, oopsie. It literally was him refusing to. This man is malicious as hell. Do not buy this like, it's jerkable, that Labrador, stupid, whatever it is. This man is so cold and calculating, I'm terrified. He also wants someone who can handle his weird. He's all like, I'm so glad I got someone weird. We can be weird together. Little did we know what weird means for him. I still don't know all of it, but I'm too afraid to know. But this is twice he said this. Feel free to treat me like a piece of meat. This man is watching way too much porn. I think it's sexy. Like, he even says more in the next clip I'm going to show you in a minute. He's like, what do you mean? Wait, everything. It's so sexy if you want it. Again, this man, he's constant validation, constant dopamine or whatever he's getting from talking to girls and cheating all the time. But this man, it's never enough. He has the mindset of an addict. He also is hiding behind boys will be boys. Oops, the wind blows. I got a moaner. I'm a guy. You know what? This men and many men who might be watching, which is very few of you can handle my stuff. This is why y'all should care about feminism. These men are making all you look bad. This man is like, boys will be boys, the wind blows and I got a boner and now I just want to stick it in her. No, I'm sorry. You will not get away with that with me, because I know that is not actually a nature thing. You will never convince me that most of this isn't about socialization and your own trauma and your entitlement under patriarchy, because the way this man talks, horrifying. It's horrifying. And men, if you really want to get ahead and make us not hate y'all so much, you need to call out men like this who lump all of you in with his, whatever the sickness this is. All I want to feel is one. That's the thing. I don't even think it's about schmeg. It's never about schmeg. Everything is about power or trauma or some crap. But it's like, what is that quote? Everything is about schmegs except schmegs. That's about power. Like so many men, he's hiding behind, his obsession with schmegs because he won't deal with the real problem. I don't know what your mommy or daddy wounded or what happened to you or maybe it's literally just entitlement. I mean, you also were in the military, so you have a lot of trauma around that, I'm sure. And, whatever, like military is kind of a cult. I mean, if you don't know, hitting cult lady, follow her. Daniela, But whatever's going on here, I don't want to believe for a second it actually has anything to do with schmeg. That's just what you're hiding in. The same way a lot of men will hide into a bottle or marathons or some other crap, escapism, wanting ease and comfort rather than dealing with your crap. They all cry. All these men are crying. Wah! Wah! I'm so vulnerable. Wah! Don't believe it. All these men who are crying, including Tyler, are all full of crap. They're all liars. And look at this. Oh, that's so cute. You're crying. Do not fall for this stupid fake. What's funny is in the beginning, she loved that he was and now she's like, literally, like I said in the video yesterday, he won't shut up. But you know what? I'm glad he doesn't shut up, because the more he talks, the more you realize how messed up he is. Again, we keep finding out more and more that Monica, I think it's just the more she's committed so hard to this lie, she's really having a hard time with it. But you can tell her intuition is fighting so hard against social pressure, patriarchal conditioning, the desire to be a mom, all these things, right? Her intuition knows this man is bad news. And that's the one that steps in and tries to protect her every once in a while. But then this voice, and I talk about this all the time, even me who did not even want children. I have never wanted children. When I was this age, 36, 37, 38, I was feeling awful about myself because I was like, what if I did want I don't want children. I can't imagine what women who actually want children go through between the ages of like 34 to 40 or 42, 43, 44. But like, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, because what I went through alone, not wanting children, was hard. And this is how so many women get baby trapped and end up forever tied to these hobo losers. No other way to explain how this woman, like, she's like model beautiful, smart, educated, like funny, ends up with this. I really think there's a lot. I think this is a very relatable story. So I'm relating to Monica, and I hate that this man just humiliated her on TV. I also think that unfortunately she has learned a really hard lesson to not give men the benefit of the doubt, and that whatever is driving this desire to excuse men's bad behavior, I don't know. I don't know if it's codependency. I don't know what it is. It's a combination of things. But God. She is the most humiliated woman on this cast. I know that people in my comments are gonna be like, whatever, she made her bed, blah blah blah. I just want people to understand. I don't know her history. I'm just saying, if there's when women are making a lot of mistakes with men, it's really easy for women who've never made those mistakes or who come from very loving families or whatever, don't have the same background, to like think that they're better than like women who are being pick-me's. We're all on the pick-me spectrum, right? But famous last words, that never happened to me. Don't say that. Good for you if you've never fallen for a loser like this. I have. My little hobosexual loser was probably definitely more violent than this guy, but I don't know, maybe this guy's violent too. But this guy actually reminds me a little bit of my hobo. And this stunning woman is now being humiliated on national television. I'm not saying she's not responsible for her choices. I'm just saying, if you put in my comments like, it's really not helpful. Because this man is so manipulative. He really convinces a lot of women he's a golden retriever. He's just this innocent guy. This man is malicious as hell. This man is so dangerous. He is this nice guy, like adorable idiot who is actually very cold and calculated. Even if he's not as calculated as I'm assuming he is, he's still, what he's doing is so horrifying. And once we find out what he did to her, I'm sure like her going back and watching her say these things is going to be so embarrassing. You're literally everything I've been hoping and praying for. Everything I've been hoping and praying for. God, I'm so embarrassed for her. Men like you, I just can't believe I found you. I've been waiting 36 years to find you. You've made me feel so safe. God. So then again, I went over this a little bit yesterday, but I've stood by my best friends at their wedding. I've shown up to the baptisms and the birthday party. I'm a very confident, sure of myself person. Seriously, if you understand this, you have been in your mid-30s or late 30s or early 40s, and I'm just telling you, so many women, including myself, I loved my life. I was like doing all these really cool things. And I've been to all the weddings. I went to 9 weddings in one summer. 9. I'm still paying off that debt. That was stupid. I didn't realize how, I would go into so much debt showing up for my friends. And they were all like, not in the same state either. I went to the what do you call it? The giving birth party. What is that called? Baby shower. I went to bachelorette party. I did all this stuff. I've bought the dresses and, walked down the aisle. I met all these people's baby. I've supported people through their divorce and remarriage. You know what I mean? I've been here and I loved my life and I didn't even want kids. I didn't even want a family. Maybe I could see myself dating someone, maybe marrying, although I was like, yeah, me, right? Which is why it's so really weird that I'm married now, because I never thought that was something I would ever actually benefit from. In my experience, men just make marriage makes women's lives harder and worse. So I'm glad that I was proven wrong in my life. But in most people's lives, I'm like, why would anyone do it? So I was very pessimistic. I didn't want all this. I understand. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've been through this period in your life. Now, if you haven't because you just don't care or whatever, that's fine. But if you can relate to this, please tell me. Because I think this period of time between 34 to 44 is so hard for women. And it's hard for women who have found their partners because that's when they realize they suck. And they're stuck with these kids and this loser who's cheating on them anyway. But it's so hard to be 36 and single, and it is. This is the beginning of your midlife crisis, by the way. By the time I got to 40, I had made all the changes I needed to make, and I was loving my life. But 36 to 39, the worst. So hard. But if you're in that right now, it'll pass. I have spent so much of my adult life prioritizing things like what fancy job they have and all the travel they've done. But now I'm seeing myself for the first time and realize how wrong I've been doing it. No, you've been choosing the wrong kinds of men. But I hope that this little hobo teaches her to not trust men who make way less money than her. I'm not saying it can't happen, but the chances of her attracting a little Steve and her being a Miranda are so high. Men love targeting women this age who are very successful. You got to be careful. And here she thought she was with this electrician who wakes up at 4 a.m. and that he works real hard. Oh, y'all wouldn't believe so many of these men are not hobos until you get married. Every time I make a video about these hobos, it is filled with comments of women being like, yeah, he was a lawyer or he was a doctor. He was doing all this stuff so successful until we got married. And then he just decided not to work. Just didn't want to work anymore. Just didn't work. He was looking for a job for 7 years. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. The hobo epidemic, it is so much worse than we realize. And it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse because women are just out educating themselves. But you know what? These men can't hang out for long if they don't have a woman supporting them. It's always women supporting them. Let them move home with mom. And then when she kicks them out because she's like, this sucks, then they'll have to go get a job. But don't marry them. I don't care if they look at you like that. Get a dog. And I know it feels good to finally have that ring. But the way that she was like, oh my God, our souls are the same. Our hearts and minds are the same. No, you did not know this man. I guarantee you, I don't care what any of her shadow work. This man, you are nothing like this man. And this man, he just says these things every once in a while where you're like, why are you saying that? I'm pretty good at keeping promises. She's like, yeah, I hope so. Again, they will either confess to something they've done by projecting it on you, or they'll say something like, I never lie. And you're like, great, okay. I've told this before. My ex, literally out of nowhere, was like, I don't hit women. And I was like, I just kind of assumed that. He's like, yeah, I don't hit women. I'm like, this was in the beginning, before I really fell for him. And I'm like, why is he bragging about not hitting women? That's because he hits women. So watch out for these little confessions. They're like, I don't blah, blah, blah. Tyler, I can't wait to have kids. I love kids. I can't wait to have kids. Baby, 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 baby. We're going to have the first pod baby, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, he's already got 3 children. And he wants Ashley to have 7. Okay, Nick Cannon. And then it didn't take long for her to realize that everything this man says is lie. In the pods, remember I specifically telling me that when we're together, you're going to get me flowers. He's like, I don't remember that. This man is not dumb. I waited for a long time to find the right person and the actions matching up with the words, right? Hello, you said flowers. You're gonna give me flowers. You hadn't done jack. This is really important to me. You should only have to have this conversation once. This man always says, you're right. I already covered this yesterday. Every single conversation where she challenges, yeah, you're right. And then he'll say some blah, 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 blah. Look at this. I was using that as a concept. I'm going to give you flowers. That was a concept. What? God, this man. But like, it wouldn't be flowers, even though that's literally what you want. You love flowers. But I said I'd give you flowers as a concept. I'm going to give you literally everything but flowers because that's what you really want. That's what he's trying to, that's really what he's saying. But something along those lines, but literally anything but flowers is what I'm going to get you. This man hates her because literally the one thing that would make this woman, you claim to love happy and you're like, nope, anything but that. Like flowers to me, I get it. She's like, it's not about the flower. It's about making me feel special, bro. Yeah, you're right. That's what he always said. And then she talks about love language. I've done a video on that. Love language, that dude is literally a white supremacist who came up with that. A pastor from like North Carolina who came up with that as a way to coerce women into, give affection or whatever the love language about giving their bodies to men. That's what that was all about. That's what that's all about. It's not that there's no validity to like people wanting certain things. Like, I get the concept. I agree with the concept of it, but we need to just get away from this. I've already done that video. I don't know if I should do it again. Sorry, ADHD brain. But she's like, gifts, super important, bro. Like, this is literally, I am so thoughtful with gifts. And I would say most women are very thoughtful with gifts because they pay attention, okay? And men are usually terrible at gifts because they don't care. They will study everything for their stupid fantasy football game. They'll know the dates and ages and or know every song that Widespread Panic sang in Hotlanta in 1997. Can't remember what your favorite color is or even what day your birthday is. That's called patriarchal conditioning of entitlement and selfishness. Or they just don't like you. Or both. She's explaining to him the most basic stupid stuff and he's like, duh. But he knows this. He knows this. I spend money to like make people smile. He's like, what? Gifts have always been, and he hides behind the whole class divide. My daddy didn't care. I never got a Christmas present. Blah. I haven't gotten a Christmas present since like blah. That's not, shut up. I just want to feel special. I don't want to be materialist. Oh, you're right. You're right. That's the third time he said this in this one conversation. I dropped the ball. And then she's like, you wrote me poems. You did all this stuff in the pod. You sang to me. And those melted my heart deeply. But like, I want flowers, bro. I want flowers. And then he goes into this. Y'all, this is unhinged. I really didn't want to disappoint you. It's just, it's a lot. Oh, here we go. What's a lot? Like getting married. Huh? Wait, what? It's just like such a major decision. Oh, all of a sudden, because he didn't want to buy flowers, now he's so confused about this is him reminding her that he can say no at the altar for her asking for too much, like flowers. That's what this is about. Nothing more, nothing less. And to be honest, many of those men did that same move. The guy with the yellow shirt, same thing. Like, several of these men, the minute they got called out on their stuff, they're like, what? Maybe we should just not do this. And the woman's like, oh, wait. And now guess what? He's got the upper hand now. A lot of men do not know how to have relationships with women without it being about power. And if you don't listen to anything else that I say today, one of my friends, well, he's not really a friend anymore because I really questioned him after he said this. He was like, you gotta think of dating as like, whoever has the most to lose is the one with the least power. The person who's the most willing to walk away has the most power. Just like any negotiation in any business, it's the same with dating. And I was like, I mean, he's not wrong, but he really gave me some insight into how men think. Even if they know they're not the prize, even if they know you are too good for them, as long as they can keep you wondering, is he going to leave me? They have all the power. Let them leave you. Like they're testing us all the time. And that's exactly what this douchebag is right now. All she wants is freaking flowers. And he was like, I'm actually kind of wondering if we should get married at all. And she's like, wait, what? Out of nowhere. It is very intentional. And I just don't want to feel forced into doing something like giving you flowers or even marrying you. Because like, he's also telling her, don't you ever challenge me again because I'm having doubts. And the thing is, because of the way this show is set up, nobody wants to be the person who said no to at the altar. So he's putting her in her place right now by reminding her, like, I know you're really into me, but don't forget, I could embarrass you in front of everybody by saying no, by rejecting you. So tread lightly, lady. I don't want to feel forced to do into anything because I don't think that's fair to you. Don't ever believe men's fake concern for us. He doesn't care about her. God! If suddenly I'm like having second thoughts, next thing you know, he's like, wait, are you? I'm so confused that you're saying this. She has every right to be so confused. And look at his face. He's like, no, I'm not. She's like, no, I'm so confused. It's okay. Just say that you're having second thoughts. No, I'm not having second thoughts. Where would you get such a crazy idea? Why are you so insecure all of a sudden? Tell me that a man has not done that to you before. She's like, you're saying things like second, like what? And he's like, yeah, I know, because I'm like trying to think. Anytime a man does this, we see this on Love is Blind every season. Last season, what's his butt? I don't even care who it was like, wait, let me just think. Just give me time to think. What they're doing is trying to say the best thing to manipulate you without being called out on it. Like, this man is strategizing you. He's like, wait, hold on. How do I keep her thinking, like, how do I keep her with me, but like also remind her I have all the power? I mean, I'm by no means afraid to marry you. Like, I'm genuinely in love with you. Look at that face. I'm just nervous. That's it. It's not about you. Don't be insecure. This is such a gaslighting, just like that conversation when he admitted to cheating. And she's like, wow, bravo. I can't believe you're so brave. This is him gaslighting her again. Marriage is a huge commitment. It's not that I'm second guessing being with you. I just don't want to feel overwhelmed when the moment comes to meet you at the altar. Remember that moment that's going to be on TV that everyone's going to be watching? I just don't want to be overwhelmed. So don't ask too much of me, okay? Remember, I got the upper hand because I can walk away. And you seem really hell-bent on getting married. And I love that she called him. She's like, are you kidding me? One day, day one, you were like, I'm in love with you. I'm going to marry you. Yeah, that's called love bombing. And Tyler did it too. Both these men did it. And she was like, you knew what this was. You knew what you signed up for. The show is about getting married. And then all of a sudden, every season, we have these men who are like, but now, I don't know, it's too much. Like, marriage is a big decision. No shit. You knew what you were getting yourself into. And she's like, I was hoping you actually thought this through. I don't think most men actually realize what marriage is or what having children is, because that's why they want to have babies so bad, because they don't actually plan on acting like a married man, and they don't actually plan on parenting those children. They just want, they love the idea of it. They're not actually seriously thinking about doing the thing. They just want the label of the thing so they can get all the benefits of the thing, and he can do all of his wild, freaky stuff on her and take her money. But he's just gonna cheat on her anyway, which he does literally before they even get to the altar. But he's like, yeah, no. She's so confused, and I don't blame her, because he was all like, so sure. Now she asked him to buy her flowers, and he's like, it's too much. I don't think I can handle marriage. Look at this. And now he's doing the crying thing. Men love crying. You know what? My ex, right before I left him, after he almost unalived me and he raped me many times and did all the worst things. I remember the day I was leaving, he was sitting in bed just crying. And I felt so bad. It was so hard for me to leave him, because when men cry, it's just, poor me. Don't believe their tears. All these narcissist abuser men always cry. So she's like, are you okay? He's like, no, I'm listening. It's okay. Like, I thought you were crying. You okay? I'm listening. I appreciate you. Okay, so now I want to talk about a really important scene that was, it was the perfect foreboding. Again, this man, Stephen, is a perfect example of let men talk. Let men talk. Because they will literally tell you what they're going to do or what they have done through projection or just admission. So they all, like, these fireworks go off, and Monica's like, let's go watch them. Come on. All the couples are going out there having this romantic moment, holding their partner, watching the fireworks. And of course, he stays behind and talks to Garrett or whatever his name is. So she comes back. He's like, that was so romantic. And he's like, I'm sorry. So romantic. She's basically being like, I am so mad at you. You literally are not doing the thing I need you to do. He's like, I'm talking again. I'm sorry. I know. Oh my God. And she's like, everything he's doing is pissing me off. Like, it's so funny. She's trying so hard for this to work out, and she just keeps getting more and more evidence that this man is going to ruin her life. She's like, we're good. I love you. And then she tells her girlfriend, this is such a thing that happens, is being like, oh my God, oh my God. Because again, imagine the embarrassment that you feel when you've ever had a boy, anyone who dates men. You know what it's like to be embarrassed by a partner at some point, right? I mean, I hope you don't. But any of us who've been with embarrassing men know what it's like to be embarrassed. And imagine how much worse it is in front of millions of people. She's just, I mean, I swear, so many women on the show are like, oh God, oh God. Hannah's embarrassed by Nick or whatever his name is. Like, I just gave him a hard time to not watch some fireworks. And then she's like, he's so scared of it, as he should be. Here's the thing, though. This is what's frustrating, is when you know you're dating down and you're dating one of these hobos and manipulating, gaslight, or whatever, you are totally underestimating how cruel they can be. You end up engaging in a power struggle yourself. He is reminding her that he has all the power because he could ditch her at the altar. But he also knows he kind of needs her. He's been testing her. And she thinks right now that she has the upper hand again, that she's called him out enough and he knows he's in trouble because he's playing the whole Labrador me thing. Don't ever think that you really have the upper hand with a man like this, because guess what? They will always humiliate you, and they're always 10 steps ahead of what you think they are. I could not believe. I thought I prepare for crisis. That's literally what I did for a living. Risk assessment, risk management, crisis management, all that stuff. Nothing prepared me for what a man would put me through. Nothing. And especially a man that I thought was stupid. See, she doesn't understand that this man is not stupid. He knows exactly what he's doing. He just thinks that she'll put up with it no matter what. But he knows he kind of has to play the game. So she thinks she has the upper hand, but guess what? He's going to humiliate her even more than she ever thought. And, you know, I know what it's like to be at this place. I know what it's like to be in that place where you're like, God, I deserve so much better than this. And you know you're settled. And you just can't believe that a man would have that much audacity. I literally dated a hobo. Rode the rails, caught him eating dog food, literally like the most hobo-ish hobo, cartoonishly hobo. And yet somehow I thought, because of all the things I've done, that somehow I was going to outsmart this man. Never underestimate these hobos and what they will do to ruin your life and humiliate you. He then comes over. And again, I think this was on purpose. Do not think men are just dumb and can't figure out yet. I didn't know if you like sparkling water. Why did he bring her sparkling water of all things? He doesn't know if she likes it. He either doesn't care or is purposely bringing her some. This is like the I'll give you something but not flowers thing. Surely by now this man knows what she likes to drink. They have been together all day, every day for how long now? And he brings her something. He doesn't know if she likes her. She's like, no, I don't like it, but it's okay. I'll drink it. Don't do this. This is very like passive aggressive, but also like, don't do this. Now he's all like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's okay, babe. I think she just doesn't want to talk to him. She doesn't want him to embarrass her. And boy, does he. You're like, if you haven't seen this yet, or if you're not going to watch it, you're not going to believe the stuff this man keeps shocking me. And I don't underestimate these men. And still they always shock me somehow. Yes, I do. She's like, you said to me earlier that you're going to make up for the flower. But instead, I'm having to hug Taylor outside instead of you. And this opportunity for you to be romantic. And he's like, yeah, but, your boyfriend, Garrett, he was having very serious conversation. I would love to know what that conversation was. Because I guarantee you it was not Garrett asking. Garrett's a smart man. Of all people of him to confide in, you really think he was confiding in Stephen? Give me a break. Knowing Garrett and the way that brain works. Like, I know this man needs to get it out. No, this is all BS. Like, if I love her faces, she's always like, if you find yourself always being like, or, you are with the wrong man. She just won't shut up though. She just let these men talk. He's like, yeah, he uses different thinking patterns than I do to describe stuff. Like, I kind of suck at, this self-deprecating stuff, don't fall for. I'm not saying this man does not have confidence. This man hates himself. But don't fall for this fake self-deprecation stuff, because it's always a manipulation tactic. I suck at, but Garrett needed to be me because I thought, She's like, I don't know if that's true. I love it. She's starting to be like, I don't think that you suck at describing stuff. yeah, thank you. Anyway, it's going to be, and I don't know if they edited this, but this nonsense, like how he ended up doing this, like what? I don't know why he said this. I mean, I do know why, but it was like the worst transition. So either this is bad editing or this man is just, there's going to be a time for all of us. This is projection. This is what men are going to do. He's literally telling her what he's about to do. Listen to men. Let them talk. Let them talk. Please let them talk. We're like, if you make it on the show, regardless, like, you know, you're going to eventually have people confronting you. People that you know, they're complete strangers. They're like, I know your whole backstory. For a lot of guys, this is why men, you do not want these men speaking for you. This man is making all of you look bad in order to justify his behavior. But there's some women that are home wreckers. The fact that he used that word, huge red flag. There is no such thing as a home wrecker without an active participant, volunteer man. The man is the one who wrecks his own home. Maybe a woman, I'm not saying women can't be manipulative. Women can't, you know, go after married men on purpose. I'm not saying any of that. But a home wrecking woman does not exist because the man is the one who cheated on his partner. And these home wreckers, you know, they don't give a crap. They don't give a crap about your situation. They're just gonna say, I want to suck your. Look at her. Look at her face. Look at her face. What's happening? He's like, we were talking about how did we get here? I'm asking the same. Why is he talking about? Where did this come from? That's why I'm telling you. When men say random stuff out of nowhere that is so unhinged, they're giving you like breadcrumbs to their next like crime scene. It just keeps going. You know, you need to understand where you're deep rooted at. Don't worry, I'm coming back around. Okay, I'll feed you, baby bird. I'll bring it home. Look at her. She's like, just embarrassing me. She's trying to say like, don't worry. I know I talk a lot, but I'm getting back to the point. And she's just like, you just admitted in front of my like BFF that lots of women are going to be coming up to you and home wrecking women are going to offer to suck your D. What? She is so confused where this came from. And I'm telling y'all, watching what this man does to her, you can learn a lot from this. This is what these men do. Like, why are you telling me that like you're going to get your sucked by another woman? No. What are you talking about? He just keeps saying it. You know, he's saying you. When men say you, as in you, y'all, or people in general, he's saying me. I'll be tempted in a situation that I've never been tempted in before. Because God knows I don't have a track record of cheating that I've already told you about. I'm reminding you right now, I'm going to do it later. This right here, you know, suddenly you, meaning I, have the spotlight on. This man, this right here makes me think he literally came on this show thinking that he could just get lots of women to suck his. He just confessed this. He thinks that if getting on the show, the thing is, no one's going to know who he is if he doesn't hook up with a woman because they don't follow the people who don't get into couples. There's so many people on the show, we literally never heard them say more than like one sentence. So the only way he can be a star is to hook up with someone and lock it down, which he's been doing since day one. And this was the goal right here, the whole time. So that women would DM him and want to just suck his mind. She's like, I'm going to get food. I'll be back. Okay. And then he keeps talking. You need to understand why you're here with this specific person. I mean, I've been scared. Things move so quickly. You know, that's scary. But never once, not even after literally just telling you why I came on this show to have women offer to suck my whether I'm in a relationship or not. I've never questioned how I feel about this one, even though literally the conversation before I told her I was having second thoughts and wasn't sure what I'd say at the altar because she was frustrated I wouldn't buy her flowers. It's calculated, y'all. And then the flowers things comes up again. They do this whole flower making thing and he reveals something else in this I forget the context of this. He's like, I'm sure there are people who are like, if I do this, I'm going to get laid. Cool. That is a great perk. I mean, let's be honest. Man, if I do something, remember, and I get rewarded with schmack, everything's transactional. I mean, this is how men are conditioned to see relationships in general, especially with women. This is where she also said that her dad whispered to her. He's like, oh, I hope this guy, he seems great, but a couple times on the phone, he said, how do you know he's not a liar like your last boyfriend? How do you know this guy's not a liar? And he's like, ha 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 ha. That's funny. This woman has so much trauma from cheating. And here she is with another cheater. But again, like I said in yesterday's video, he set her up with the test. Hey, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be forthcoming. I cheated, if you want to call it that. And laid it out for her, and she responded in a way that sounds like she's repeating an old pattern. It's like if she was like given a test from the universe. Are you ready to change yet? And she didn't. But then again, a different scenario, way higher stakes. I'm excited to prove to him that this is genuine. This is the look she does to him most of the time. This is her intuition being like, she knows. There is a part of her that knows. And when she finally gets so humiliated by this man, she'll probably get over him pretty quickly. But being able to forgive yourself, this may take a long time. That's the worst part of getting tangled with these dudes. Forgiving yourself for missing the red flags, going against your intuition, and finding yourself, and yet again, humiliated by a man, and believing a man, and missing all these red flags. Forgiving yourself. Some women never forgive themselves for this. That's the hardest part of this. She mentions the flowers again, hoping these flowers will last. And he's like, yeah, they're going to last. Like a great date and flowers. And then he does this. I would like, she's like so grossed out by this too. To make matters worse, he's like, yeah, when I left for this show, there was a possibility I'd get fired. Unemployment. She's like not having a job. He's like, yeah. So the first thing I asked my boss is, do I have a job? And he was like, no. You didn't hear? So this man knew he was going to get fired. That is also what's crazy to me. Hannah quitting her job for this crap, crazy. This man playing it off. Again, this was dishonest because he made it sound like he's an electrician. Electricians can make very good money. He goes on the show knowing he's going to get fired. And now it's her problem. Never mentions he may not have a job when he gets back. Just like Tyler just conveniently didn't mention he has 3 children every single time he brought up having children with Ashley. He's like, it sucks, but I'm not stressing about it. You should be stressed. And then again, she's like, you're handling it very well. Yeah, because he's not worried about it, because he's going to mooch off you. It'd be nice to be employed. She's like, what's the longest you ever went without working? Like, you said it's been only like a week and a half. You ever didn't have a job, right? A week and a half. Yeah. How much you want to bet that's a lot? I bet he wasn't working when he had his other girlfriend that he cheated on in the exact same way. At the end of the day, I can't control it. This man is such a hobosexual, and she knows it. Maybe she's clearly never dated a man like this. And this is another thing is why I do have compassion for her. She's used to men who have jobs. She's never dated a man who not only is not at her level, like financial class-wise, but a man who just decides he's just okay not working. Why would he when you can work? He's like, yeah, keep me posted. He's like, I will. She's like, I got your back. Don't ever get men's back. Not with money. Don't ever say this either. I'll be your sugar mama, your baby mama. Thank you for that. See, he's taking all this in. He's like, dang. She's not even mad that I lost my job. She's volunteering to be a sugar mama. He's like, I'll never ask that of you. Bro, you just did by losing your job. Oh, I'd never ask for it. What? She's literally paying for all this. Oh, but you never asked. You're just engaged and don't have a job. And you're not worried about it. That's asking. I got you. Oh, please don't get these men. Because this was his response. And then he starts rubbing her feet. Things get real weird. I'm perfectly okay with you treating me like a piece of meat. I think it's hot. Here we go again. She's like, ha. He's like, no, I really do. I come in and you're like, drop them. See, this is where men, they assume we are just like them. They assume because they don't read our books, they don't understand our experience, or just don't have empathy because they won't bother to learn it, that we think just like them. So he wants to not work and to basically be a schmegs worker because he thinks that'd be fun. He probably thinks, that women have OnlyFans because that would be so fun. So he's all like, yeah, you can pay the bills and you can come home and be like, drop them. And I'm like, let's go. Yes, ma'am. Look at her face. She's like, yeah, okay. Anyway, so we have grade schmeck, but she knows where this is coming because apparently they haven't been hooking up. Like, no, we have grade schmeck. This is also, I think he brought this up because he's trying to coerce her into sleeping with him again because she's cut him off since he started making her question their relationship and his commitment to going to the altar and saying yes. So she sees through that part. She's like, okay. And she's trying to cater to, amazing. But then when you started being concerned about the wedding, then I'm just like, I'm not going to be like, bend over for my fiance. who's now not sure he wants to get married. You're right. There he goes again. And you know what? As many mistakes as she's made in this show, we can learn from her. Because this man was trying to coerce her into doing it. And she was like, no, just because we're engaged, I'm not going to do it. Especially since now I don't feel safe with you. Because you are questioning out of nowhere and talking about getting BJs from random women. Homewrecker. Like, that's why we haven't been doing it. And then he's all like, I'm a man. Here we go, man. This should piss you off. You know, this is the second time he said this on their vacation too. You know, the wind blows in the right direction. And I'm like, I don't believe it. I believe that's how you are. But don't you dare say all men do this. You know, and women are a lot more complicated. And she calls him out. I don't know if it's that complicated, bro. He's like, no, it is. The difference in every woman has a different combination. But most women don't even know what they want. That's not true. Shut up. Everything he says is gonna make you mad. Just be prepared. He's like, I know mine. And he doesn't even listen to her. He goes, so they can't even tell you what they want because these stupid idiots don't even know what they want. That's another way of saying you're bad in bed, bro. And then you just kind of have to figure them out. That's why they never with me is because they don't tell me. He's like, luckily you're with a modern woman who will tell you. Like, yeah, tell me a little bit more this, that. And then she's like, less butt stuff. And he's like, ooh, that was an accident. It is never an accident. Another lie. Don't let them play dumb. They know exactly what hole they're trying to go in. Do not believe them when they say it's an accident. One hole is way tighter than the other one. And then she's like, you're into butt stuff. He's like, what, like pegging? I mean, it's cool. But I'm not like the person who's going to wait until my birthday. Blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, stop trying butt stuff. I'm saving that for my husband. So don't even try it with me until you go to the altar with me. I love this energy. Also, don't do butt stuff if you don't want to, married or not. He's like, okay, that's fair, I guess. I mean, let's be honest, y'all. Whenever my dad said, you know, he would always say something insane, something horrifying. Anytime this man says, let's be honest, and then he thinks that everyone thinks like this, what he's about to say is going to always scare you when men are like, you know, there's so many different things that I could put my D inside. So, I mean, y'all, this is just a pineapple, bowl of macaroni and cheese. These are all confessions, y'all. He's like, a bowl of macaroni and cheese. Yeah. Have you ever done that? No. I don't believe you. Okay, if you truly believe that this man has done that, like your intuition knows that he's probably confessing something. This is why I think you're saying that. But like, if my fiance, I found out all the things I've already found out, and he's unemployed, and he forks macaroni and cheese, that's a deal breaker for me. Go get help. So then she goes in this whole thing about the best kind of schmeck. And she says it's like someone obsessed with your... He's like, yeah, I mean, that's the main focus, right? What are y'all talking about? Are you meaning vulva? Because the banana should never be your focus. It should be the clit. Always the clit. I don't care what you're doing. The clit, the clit, the clit, the clit. And he's like, yeah, the banana. So this tells me, A, he's terrible in bed. And B, everything about schmegs is about what he gets out of it. Because the clit has nothing to do with anything other than a woman's pleasure. And the fact that he thinks the banana is the most important part says everything. And then he said, let's be honest. Here he goes again. Listen to this, y'all. If I had a babama, could you imagine being the first man with a legitimate babama? Well, okay. And it'd be so embarrassing for her. He's like, you know, I don't need, you know, if you don't want it. I'll never make you in that way. She's like, no, you will not. So I like that she's kind of like being like, dude, you can never coerce me into doing something I don't want to do. That's why you're not getting laid now. And then she does this whole thing, let me take the lead. You know, so I hate how everything like this kind of talk, but I get it, whatever. I just have to feel very safe in this relationship because it's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, you should be taking the lead. That department. Maybe not in the same sense like me. You know what people's kinks are and like sub-dom stuff. Y'all, that's a different topic. And all the crazy stuff I want to do to you. Maybe I'll put macaroni inside of you. But yeah. As far as feeling comfortable and vulnerable, yeah, go ahead, take the lead. Anywho, how about Anna? And then he can just say that he's kidding. This man is not kidding. You know, I'm glad he cheated on her so she got out before he did some terrifying stuff to her. So then we cut to Taylor and Garrett trying to console this woman who has been humiliated by this dude who apparently went to get a sleep test the night before, which I don't believe. She doesn't really believe it. She just knows he didn't sleep. Even though we can see this coming. And she could kind of see this coming. It's still shocking when it actually happened. I don't know how she got into his phone, but she found a bunch of texts where he's talking about finishes and all the things he wants. He's probably talking about shoving, you know, macaroni and cheese up someone. Whatever he said, it really grossed her out. What does he say? You're right. Here we go again. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I love this. Stop! I know I'm right. Say something else, bro. Why did you do this to me? Why did you even propose? Why did you come here? Like, who are you? You actually had a sleep test last night. Yeah. Really? I don't know if I can believe that. You should not. Like, at this point, this is where they go, you've already made up your mind, I'm guilty. I don't think there's anything I could say to be innocent. This is manipulation here. This is manipulation. But, like, you're so convinced, even though she has evidence. Like, is there something I should believe? I didn't pretend anything, except literally everything. Yes, you did. You pretended to want to get married. I wasn't pretending. Did make a stupid mistake. Remember what he called his cheating mistake that she congratulated him for admitting and told him he's being too hard on himself about? Yeah, he called cheating the same way with another woman a stupid mistake. Not a betrayal, not a trauma, because it takes a long time to get over a betrayal. Like, no, it's just a stupid mistake. Men just love to learn their little stupid mistakes at our expense. I was drunk at a sleep test, like, blah. They texted me. Yeah, right. And I love it. She was like, you're doing this today. You texted her today. They're really gross. Don't lie to my face, brah. Were you texting today? No. You weren't? Let me see your phone. I deleted a messenger. Of course you did. No, it's because I didn't want to look at them. Right. She's like, they started yesterday and they went through today. Like, she knows he's lying and he won't admit it. I honestly just don't even remember texting her. Like, this whole, like, I don't remember. You know what all these men in France who graped Giselle? All of them just don't remember what happened that night. Thank God there's video footage of them graping her. They're still like, I don't know, I don't remember. Maybe that man drunk me. Like, you don't know what you were doing last night? Mm-hmm. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was a stupid decision. And it was, here we go. This is manipulation, right? And it was coupled with the conversation that we had last night. The one where you won't fork me. So, I think he wanted to get caught. He didn't think she would be this mad because she already said that she wouldn't be mad at this because she thought he's being too hard on himself. Men will literally go and cheat when they're not getting it from you. Teach you a lesson to not withhold because they have needs because they're just a man. The wind can make them want it. And I love it. She's like, don't you blame me for you being gross. No, I'm not doing that. I'm blaming myself. I'm blaming myself based on how I interpret it. This is such gaslighting. I take full responsibility. No, you're not, bro. You know what? I'm getting my stuff. I'm leaving. And I think he thinks that she is going to say, no, don't go. And she's like, great. Before you leave, and I love this. I love this energy. I'd like you to Venmo me the money you owe me for carrying your weight the last couple days. You don't mind taking your phone out now and sending it me on Venmo. She's like, you are not leaving this apartment until you pay me back. So she makes him do it. I love it. This is great. And, she's embarrassed how much she bought into this and deluded herself. She's like, you were going to shake my dad's hand this week while planning on cheating on me. I don't understand. He's like, I wasn't. He's like, you were laying in a sleep test bed, texting a girl while engaged. You want to do dirty kink. Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, you're right. There he goes again. You're right. Just shut up, okay? You're right. Don't let men get out of things by saying, I'm sorry and you're right. It's manipulation. Can't do anything to change it now. I'm truly sorry for hurting it. For wasting your time. Shouldn't have come on this show. Bad me. I love this. What a selfish thing to say. What a selfish piece of crap you are. Putting a ring on you, and you shouldn't have been on the show. It's literally the point of the show. You took all that away from her. What he took away from her was the thing that all of that conditioning from patriarchy and her age and wanting a family desperately and all those things that I've been talking about, all that pressure that she put on this to work out. She finally gets to have the husband and the kid. And not only did he take that away from her, he humiliated her in front of millions of people while doing it. Yeah, I definitely don't deserve much. Here we go. Poor me. I'm a bad guy. I'm bad. Don't fall for this. I'm sorry. Just leave you alone now, okay? I can't believe this is... I feel so bad for her. I know she told herself a lot of lies and deluded herself. And I'm just saying, don't assume this couldn't be you. Because when you have the pressure to get married and have kids, the desire for children, and you're that age, and you've gone to all those weddings and all that stuff, and you have a lot of trauma from former relationships, maybe some unresolved stuff from childhood, and then you meet a man this smart, who pretends to be this man, and stupid. I'm just saying it could be you. Don't let it be you, but it could be you. And if you don't think it could be you, you're more likely for it to be you.